Welcome, Anime Lily fans and Boku no Hero fans, My Hero Academia fans. We're here for chapter 284, Deep Blue Battle. Myself, LegendDVash, as always, SamTheMangaMan, and down below, RayApollo, the King Gangster. We got special guest Aniki-Smash here to review this chapter with us. So, Aniki, Ray, what's your first impressions of this chapter? What did you guys think about it?
Aniki, you know what? Since you are our guest, man, I want to hear what you think about this one. Hit me with it.
All right, so I'll be honest with you. This chapter is one of HOROKOSHI's biggest flexes this arc, and the reason why I kind of feel that way is because the Bakugou plot has been a thing that's been set up for a long time. You know, people have been like, "Oh, Bakugou should apologize." We had him on record be like, "Yeah, Bakugou needs to apologize." So like getting all that incorporated into the story is nice, but then there's a certain mastery of the craft that you have to juxtaposition a super wholesome Afro Deku moment with I'm literally trying to murder this man and have it feel completely natural. Like being able to have a character express all that range in one chapter. And it feel completely normal, realistic, and shed new lights and perspectives on other people's ideals and mindsets about what's going on in the world around them and the events at present.
Very true.
I'm kind of blown away how well it was done, and it wasn't even one of the most action-based chapters. This might actually have been my favorite chapter of this arc.
Man, all right, I kind of feel you on that. It's just it was really nice for us to, because it's been nonstop action for about 5-6 chapters now. So it was really nice to get a little bit of, just a tiny bit of a break, to be honest with you, that filled in some gaps that we really needed that is relevant to the situation. And this Bakugou stuff, like you said, you know, we all couldn't stand Bakugou for a long time. So it is really nice to see the like proper redemption of the bratty bully character in such a way that it's like, yeah, no, he knows that he was bad and he is trying to become a better person and has become a better person. Yes, and thus is trying to do his best to make sure that there's a better outcome for the person he wronged in the past. And I love that. I really do. Like Bakugou, he's been my boy for a while. I was like, I mean, after that fight and he found out, I was like, no, he gets it. Like he is sorry. He just hasn't said that he's sorry.
Yeah, I get it. Like Bakugou's the kind of character where, like, you know, he's sorry, but he'll never say he's sorry. But
no, he will. It's just gonna take him a while. I feel like that's just his pride, you know.
Honestly, okay, I like that you mentioned that fight because I didn't like Bakugou when I was reading the series in the beginning, and I was like, okay, cool, you slapped Shigaraki. I can give you some points for that, but like that really just made me like HOROKOSHI more. It didn't make me like,
which is like that makes sense to me. That makes sense.
Yeah, like that made me like HOROKOSHI more because I was like, all right, so you're not gonna give me the same generic thing. All right, bet. But then we got to the fight with Deku and Kachan 2 was actually where I caught up in the manga too. So that was and. When he starts talking about how he's weak, and then I like flash back to his mom, and I'm like, ooh, see, because like Bakugou has a thing that like Bakugou kind of reminds me of a thing that happened to me when I was younger, where you guys are from the States, right? Yeah. So you guys all remember like WKCE, Terra Nova testing, that kind of stuff. That like, the standard. So 4th grade, you know, you get the big one that's like all the subjects, and you gotta like get 5. I get 4s all across the board, right? Talking 98, 99 percentile, everything. My mom looks at the score that was like, it was said like 469 and was like, why are you so bad at math? And that's the kind of stuff that like Bakugou is like dealing with, having a parent that's like, you're so weak. You're like, you just complete, like now, like, what do you do? Like
it subconsciously builds a complex. Exactly.
Like how do you even like properly analyze your own self anymore when the things that on paper you are good at, you have somebody that close to you being like, no, you're bad at this.
I mean, you have the person who is like your everything, essentially telling you that you're not good enough, you know? Yeah. And it's like, yeah, that'll mess you up.
And like, but things it showed that for him in his in his teenage, for him to understand that he was a bully and he never acknowledged his own weakness. He even talking to his number one hero, his role model, that it was also for him and plus Deku role model to surpass All Might, and him just having a conversation with him saying that when All Might even asked him, this is what you're doing to atone for what you did in past for Deku, like, yeah, in a way, because this is something that he couldn't even acknowledge himself, that he, instead of, like, he knows that one day he has to say, yo, Deku, I'm sorry, but right now he's doing it in a way that he has to imply it, but not explicitly say it, where right now, Deku hasn't read between the lines of what Bakugou is doing, but right now, Bakugou is doing what Endeavor has always done, or Hawks has always done for Endeavor has always done for All Might. Follow the footsteps, follow the guy, but always protecting him in the back.
I mean, and I wouldn't even say that. It's just I feel like Bakugou also understands the gravity of their situation. He knows that his role is also really important to play in this as well.
Bakugou honestly seems to have the best mental grasp on like how this is going down. And like, because earlier I said straight up, I'm getting Dumbledore vibes from All Might now. And where, because like that fourth user thing is like really sketchy, and
it's super sketchy in like a way. It's like, well, is that actually the fourth? Like, who actually was the fourth user? Especially
tying in that 4 is the number of death. So it's like, what's going on with this? Like, why are you hiding this? And he's like, oh, I don't want to leave him on with my speculations and everything. And I'm like,
basically, he's like, I don't want to throw him off because that means that it's that serious that it would throw Deku off as like a person, is what it seems like, which is weird. So yeah. I'm like, okay, what actually happened? But that's what I love. HOROKOSHI, he just does a great job of that. He builds like logical suspense, if that makes sense. And that's why I like it. It's like, no, it's like, okay, yeah, there is something off about that, but what's off about that?
Right, like you can't just be like this one thing right here is why this is thrown off usually. And usually if you can find the one thing, the second like that gun goes off and then it becomes 3 things again. You're like, oh crap. Like how Eri was set up and is technically still a living Chekhov's gun, but we were like, oh, everybody was like, man, you know, there's not going to be consequences, you know, like whatever. She's just going to say, Night Eye dies. Wait, what? Wait. They have the do-over button right there? Wait. So now we're like, wait, okay, like when does this gun go off? When does Eri get to be like super clutch again? Is like a real question that sits in the backs of like some people's minds, but it doesn't matter because right now her story arc is about being a person.
When does Eri reveal herself as that golden apple? You know, so when we find out, I think it's going to be when all hell is broken loose, and I can't wait.
But what I love about this chapter is that a lot of people was kind of mad, also upset of 2 weeks ago about my hero saying about how can you use Black Whip and float like it's nothing, and this flashback was so meaningful and impactful because people like, oh, about the training with Endeavor in the winter and everything was not just showing us to train. Like people complain, oh, we don't need to see training, but then people also complain, we want to see training. So like
those people we don't listen to. We don't listen to them.
I was actually talking about that today. I was like, the same people who like complain about training arcs then get mad when the training is done off screen and implied.
I saw that tweet and I was like, yep, he gets it. He gets it. He got like that's how it is.
And he knew about that. People was gonna ask like, wait, how's he gonna do flow and everything? And this chapter shows us that our boy Deku was doing both Black Whip training and ready for float training because he knew that was the next quirk he was gonna get. So he was doing that training with our girl Uraka and Lucero for his Black Whip. So he was preparing with Endeavor, doing that with Bakugou, but also said, hey, I'm losing to Bakugou, learning with my new Black Whip, but also training with his mid-air fights for float. So that was beautiful how he turned this flashback, but also saying, hey guys, this is not a training, but also training.
So then I got to thinking about that, and I'm like, what other classmates' quirks does he have something similar to?
Man, that came up on my stream today too.
Because HOROKOSHI, he don't waste nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like who he's got to have quirks similar to somebody else that we already know.
My thinking is a girl that is invincible because she's like the least person that we know anything about. And maybe
invisible girl?
Yeah.
You think that there's an invisible quirk and one for all?
I'm just throwing like, hey, she's the least person that anybody cares for. Anybody has any knowledge for her.
From the entire time we know about One for All quirk, it's so very flashy. It's very big and revealing. Why do you need suddenly to just go invisible for no reason? Why do you need to go stealth all of a sudden? You don't need stealth for this.
I think he's gonna have to get some kind of like energy blast power, so something like Aoyama, because they were boys at the start.
That's great. Aoyama specifically came up on that was one of the examples that came up, and so one of the guys who comes on my streams a lot is Ponzu, and he's got a theory based around the first couple pages of My Hero. If you remember, there's when they're talking about there's like all these heroes. There's just a page with Spider-Man, Superman, Wolverine, Moon Knight, Kamen Rider, and like 2 other heroes right now that I can't remember off the top of my head.
Okay.
And you see like Nana was Superman. That's how he got the flight.
Yep.
Daigoro was Spider-Man. That's the Black Whip.
Yep.
And so like he mentioned that one of the people looks like Devilman actually. So we were talking about the potential of him getting a Devilman quirk. Which think about, imagine this: Deku's floating in the air above somebody. He's got Black Whip tendrils flying around, and he's transformed to look like a devil. Like,
that's like the epitome of Madman Deku.
Right. And when you think about it like that, the way that like plays off of Shigaraki, who's just going to be pulling up looking like a dude with flowing white hair, like some kind of savior, like he's Griffith.
Right. Yes.
Like, nah, Deku's here in his Iron Tims to stomp your dreams, son.
Oh, yes, I love it. Oh man,
like
there's so many ways to
go. Has a laser beam, so Aoyama really could end up getting pulled in. And it's already set up that they have a friendship thanks to the key stuff.
That is true, because when he did his weird thing in chapter 192 or 193 was when he did his weird thing by the door and everything as well.
Yes, his cheese trick.
Still creepy as hell.
I'm like, I honestly wouldn't be mad about that at all. Because I mean, I think we're gonna get another. So what I love about this is I really do think we're gonna get another villain arc at some point, which is gonna be Shigaraki figuring out, all for one, and it's like, okay, yeah, let's figure this out. I want to see more of that. Like, dig deeper into this new Shigaraki first of all, because I really want to see where he is now.
His own training arc.
Not even that. Just like I want to see where this dude is. Like, what's he planning now?
Did you, out of curiosity, did either of you see any of you see that I ran into somebody on Twitter, or like somebody commented that OG Harima needs to come into play because Shigaraki has now taken the quirk of All for One and has now acquired Deshtero's army. So he's already taken in 2 of the big 3 legends.
True.
And so I'm thinking, like, what if OG Harima wasn't that far in the past? Like, what if he's in Tartarus right now, and then that's what we end up with? Like, something comes up with him interacting with Harima, and then that leads to some psychological growth.
With the prison break as well.
Right. Like, for the prison break, like, everybody's so obsessed about, like, All for One and, like, Stain and those interactions, but we could have that pivot, and all of a sudden we're dealing with OG Harima, one of the legends that we weren't even counting on running into.
Right. Period. So, I'd love that, to be honest. I would. I'd love that. That'd be lit.
Just like I hope one of the users we can't see is the hero Brave, because there has to be a reason that design was hidden.
Yep.
But what I also like about this chapter is that also this chapter shows of the training with Deku for the Black Whip and Flow and everything was also happening at the same time as Eraserhead and Mike Master was at the jail place, or I think the Warren place, checking out their friend. So this was happening at the same time parallel. I think this was happening back in December. So this was happening back in December.
Well, the thing is that there's also a chance that they went back multiple times since they managed to get the hospital clue. I wouldn't be surprised if that was like a regular thing from then on, like trying to get more and more information out of Kurogiri.
That is true, that they could have done the information for him. That is true.
So like, and it would make sense, right? Like at that point, you just witnessed a movie miracle, as Aizawa called it. And that's one of your few leads besides what Hawks is doing. So I don't know. I think they would have gone for that a couple times. So like that just gives us more ideas of what everybody was doing over the past 4 months or 3 months, which I kind of wanted more of, if I'm being honest.
Oh, same here. I wish we got more of the training as well, and plus about Shoto family, because that would have been really nice to see. But I also am glad about Shoto and plus Endeavor in the fight finally, and both of them, fighting together, and plus Bakugou always looking out for our boy Deku at the end, like even saying like, "Yo Deku, look out and just be careful." All that was very impactful to show.
It's also more like Bakugou knows that he's about to be in his limit, and never has to be the one that lands that final move onto Shigaraki.
I wouldn't even say that he knows he is at his limit. He just knows that he is not completely trained in using these quirks all at the same time, and that it's going to take somebody else assisting him to like finish him off. Essentially,
yeah, someone has to do the finishing blow that Deku might not be able.
I mean,
to.
it's just. I thought it was ridiculous that he's like, yo, these 100% punches are still messing me up. Like, and I'm like, oh, that means he's really getting in there. And I'm like, okay, this ain't good. But
he already knows his left arm is broken. Like he knew his left arm is broken.
So I'm just like, I love the confidence of Deku in this chapter. His confidence was everything for me. I'm like, this is our boy taking everything he's learned, everything he's had to go through. He knows what he has to do here, and he's going to try his best to do it. It's crazy. I love it.
Oh boy! And also mentioning like the finishing blow thing. I like said that it like Endeavor kind of like as a joke, like in a meme sense, like Endeavor is kind of getting like upstage here, kind of heavily right now.
Oh, he's salty for a reason. Like he has every right to be salty because he's like, yo, this kid is showing me up right now.
Yeah, because he said it. Yeah, because he said it in the beginning of the chapter. He said how pathetic. The number one hero should be up there. It should be me. Like he felt like I'm the one that should be taking the final blow of the big bad, the big villain. But it's literally a kid that is right there doing all that for me instead of me, the number one hero of Japan.
And I don't think it came from a vanity place even. Like I think he just straight up was like, "This is fucked."
Yeah, it's like it's like we have a child doing our fighting. We should be protecting them, and he's protecting us right now. That's what I took it as. It's like, yo, no, I should be protecting him.
Because like they're all trying to protect Deku. They're trying to tell him to keep running, like get away from Shigaraki. He's like, no, I'm protecting you guys from Shigaraki.
He's basically like, I'm the only one that can keep him off the ground. I got to do this.
It's true.
The other thing that is hurting Endeavor is that I don't know if you guys noticed it on page 13, but if you look closer, the only thing that's gonna get it, like the thing that's getting Endeavor up in the air high enough to fight Shigaraki is literally Bakugou holding his hand, escorting him up there.
He's about to heat him up there. Exactly.
He said, like, my boy, you gotta make this the final count. Like I'm literally gonna pick you up, throw you up there, and you better scream, Hell Spider, whatever of the final Flash move you gotta do it.
Are you cool down yet? Are you cool?
Two kids, back-to-back chapters, getting carried by children. Like,
yo, he told his own kids, like, yo, take Gran Torino and Aizawa to the hospital. He just told his own son, like, after his moment, like, okay, I'm glad you're here. Now get the hell out of here.
Let's be real. Out of all of them right now, Shoto has the most mobility. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he technically still has the most strength use.
I don't know if he has the most mobility.
I would feel like if everybody there currently, yeah.
Like currently they have not used that much strength because remember Bakugou and plus Deku has been fighting Shigaraki maybe let's say 20 minutes or so tops right now, and Shoto hasn't really used that much strength. All he did was ice wall. I mean, but we didn't really see what he was doing on the way there and what took him so long. So
yeah, and like the other pro heroes that were there, they're just trying to stop the Nomus that was around them as well.
And plus the high ends, Nomus as well that were on the side as well, and plus the Hellhounds.
Like we know he stopped and helped Ryukyu. What I want to know is, because Horikoshi, in the same way he's hid Deku's arm for a couple chapters, we haven't gotten to see a close-up of Ryukyu's hands.
Which I think is gone.
Yes, that's exactly what I was going to bring up. Because if you remember, like, Shigaraki's arm was in her hands when he did that jump towards Aizawa. So, like...
And the needle, too.
So, so it's like, did he just like rip through her arms? And
exactly. Did he rip her hand off? Which is completely possible.
Dragon Waifu arm is gone. She's gone.
I wouldn't say the arm is gone. I'm thinking
Deku on his back and the black whip, like literally binding him and everything. He is still able to just literally tackle through that arm. Like Jesus. Like,
and also, Deku needs some advice from Thanos. He should have aimed for the head.
Well, then again, he did technically kind of aim for the head. It just was not enough. He was clubbing his head in a way.
That's true. I mean,
he was clubbing his head.
He did hit him right in the jaw with one real good one. He took it like a champ.
I was about to say, because chapter 16 and chapter 17, page 16, 17, with a double spread, he hit him in that chest or stomach in that gut, saying no matter what happens to me, he has to hit him. But I do agree, he should have not hit him in the chest. He should have just knocked him out in the head, literally put him unconscious, because right there, he would not wake up.
All Might had to like knock out All for One out in order for him to like literally stop him. I'm thinking like at first when I was reading the chapter, I was like, so does Deku have somehow need to have like a United States to smash it in a way, try to knock Shigaraki out or something to put him back to sleep so he doesn't like get up and wreak havoc or something like that?
I feel like unfortunately some of this is a byproduct of training not to kill people.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, but I feel like if Deku just would have used that like whip kick move and kicked Shig in the jaw, we would have had another one of those Shig's mouth flying across the room moments. He also probably would have been unconscious because again, Iron Timbs. Like
Iron Timbs.
He's got him. So yeah, it's there, man.
Right now, it looks like using with his black whip is like he's going like maximum spider onto Shigaraki right now in midair, and that's like sick. It's actually pretty cool, actually.
Me honestly, I can't wait. I can't wait until see the camera movement of this in the anime. I really want to see how they adapt this in the anime. How the perspective is gonna be when the move in the air is gonna be very interesting. But this is definitely gonna happen until season 6. But I want to ask you guys any theories of what's gonna happen in chapter 285. Like what you guys gonna happen? Any like any off-scale theories? Any left, right, up, down theories that you can think of?
Makia. Like we got to go back to that. I think
that we got to get Endeavor, Shoto, and Bakugou up in the air again. And I kind of think that if Shoto can get in the air, first off, it's going to be with like an Iceman board.
Yep.
That he's like shooting flames out the bottom of.
Which would be sick.
Yeah, I really want that for Shoto.
So I think Endeavor is gonna do one more blow, or somebody's gonna do one more blow to Shigaraki, and Shigaraki is gonna use his one last attack or blow before he gets too tired out, before Maki has to save him and like escape. And
all I'm saying though is if Bakugou dies, I'm gonna be very upset. Like
I'm kind of hoping it's not, because this chapter was almost a flag raising.
See, I don't want to say that though, because like I feel like I saw some people saying that. I don't know.
I don't think it's a
flag, not a Bakugou flag.
Same here.
Like, no,
I've been saying this for maybe like 80-something chapters, so that means about 80-something videos, that I believe our boy, All Might would have died before chapter 300. Now it's kind of hard to say because that's literally less than 16 chapters.
I don't know, man. I think All Might
Bakugou, I don't think so.
Bakugou, like I said, I'd be very upset. But there's a chance. I don't want to rule nothing out. For real.
Yeah. Like
the Deku still needs him. If the Deku still needs him for the next coming arcs, maybe by the end of the series, I don't know. But definitely, Deku still needs Bakugou, and Bakugou still needs to apologize to him, and also to know about Blue Genius, and also to know about his own hero name. So
I mean, because I'm glad you brought that up, because like when you said that, it's like when you said like he has to apologize, I'm afraid that there's an opportunity that HOROKOSHI might not give him that chance, especially when Bakugou was so willing to tell Best Genius his hero name, but now Best Genius is dead, or we don't know what happened to him, but we'll never know.
There's still so much stuff that he's got to resolve for me, man. And I'm like, I'll be patient.
Bakugou has the worst luck out of the origin trio.
He does.
Shoto had a really crappy dad, but like in like situation, but when it comes to like mentors, like getting kidnapped, like all of it, Bakugou very much has basically like the shonen MC kind of bad luck without being the main character.
He took all the bad luck from Deku and gave it to Bakugou.
Can you hold it? Can you hold this for me? Sure, great, thanks. I'm gonna go get some character development and stuff like.
Yeah, but no, I don't know. HOROKOSHI keeps me excited to read chapter after chapter, and that's not easy to do. So, like, big props.
All right,
also, I kind of want one of these UA winter uniforms. I'm not gonna lie.
True.
All right, so any last thoughts, guys, before we go then? About the chapter or what you're excited about or to see? Because we're definitely agreed that this is the climax of this arc. We're definitely going to head out with the next coming up chapters, maybe to a close with this arc.
I don't think so.
I think we got at least 15, 20 to come now.
I agree with Aniki on that, because I don't think so, man.
Because
I thought 10 to 15, but 20, I don't know.
So, okay, 20 is like on the high end for me, but the way I look at it is that one, we got to see how the citizens who are in cities further away from Makia's initial point react. Because if you think back to the start of the Endeavor Agency arc, there was a dude who like all of a sudden he had like a phone or something on his head, and he was like, "We can't wait for the heroes to show up." But then Endeavor was like, "Surprise, motherfucker!" And like,
Basically.
pulled up on him.
True.
And so it was like, all right, cool. So like the fact that that's already been a conversation since the Deku incident, I think sets a precedent where the Liberation Army might unironically like hurt themselves a little here, where they're going to be like, no, I'm not about to just stand around and like try to run. I don't know if the building is going to land on me, because like at this point, I would have like there has to be somebody tailing Machio. There's no way there's no helicopters like, wow, look at him flicking these buildings. Like people have to be paying attention. So like somebody has to attack. So we have to address the citizens' feelings. We still need to see what's going on with Shiketsu kids. I refuse to believe that we are not getting any Anasa this arc. I don't think HOROKOSHI is going to waste that opportunity.
You make a very good point, because the Liberation Army, they actually have control of the media and everything too. So you have a good point.
We'll see, man.
So good points on that. So we still need about the Machia stuff, about society, about what they think about the news. Is Deku's mom alive? Because we saw her bike last time. So that's a good question to know.
I think Caleb Cook pulled out the map. So like the translator, he was like, based on the actual locations or whatever, I think she's actually safe.
Okay, that's good. I'm fine with this.
Which that's a good thing, because seeing how Inko reacts is going to be really important, because in the process, Deku's very life validates one of the things that Shigaraki says, which is that he is basically destroying his mom's heart so that he can go help other people. I wouldn't be surprised if Deku's mom dies. If she does die, it will not be from Machia, but literally like of a broken heart or stress. Because it's important to note also that she does canonically have clinical depression.
True.
Definitely.
That's why she's heavier set now. She literally was depression eating because she blamed herself for Deku's dreams not coming true. And now that her son's dreams finally are coming true, she probably also feels bad because she can't even feel happy about it because he's always in danger. So all of this is a lot of stress for her little heart, and she doesn't deserve it.
My heart knows she don't deserve it.
I definitely agree with that. So we are good here? All thoughts are good?
Yeah, man.
I'm good.
All right, guys. So Aniki, put in your plugs, because you're almost to 1K, right?
Yeah, I think I'm at 880 right now.
Get this man to 1K. He deserves it.
Thank you.
All right, so plugs.
Putting in the work. I know. I love your stuff. I want to tell you that to your face. I love your content. I love the way that you approach and read manga and watch anime. I really do appreciate you. Y'all need to go follow this man. Tell him where they can follow you everywhere.
Bro, it literally, I keep my branding consistent. It's Aniki-Smash FSP on Twitter, on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram as Aniki, even though I don't post on Instagram a lot. So don't follow that for content. That's just, but I'm just being like for consistency. And I actually have a Discord called the Church of MHA. That's what my podcast is called for all my weekly reactions. I actually pull on a team and, always have like multiple people coming through. Usually ends up being like 2 hours. So if you like big, long discussions, then boom, there you go. Throw it on while you do your homework, your dishes, whatever. And just listen to us go to town. If you really want a big discussion, there's even the Heroes Billboard chart, which all 4 of you are invited to the next one. Ooh. Which I do because I do big. I try to bring like all the people in, and then we do like 5 hour, 6 hour My Hero streams. So we can.
Oh hell yeah!
Wow.
Yeah,
I'm
like
there.
if you go on my channel, there's
party,
a hero
right.
like there's Heroes Billboard chart, 5 hours. We went through scaling, favorite arcs, least favorite arc.
Okay, I got some stuff to listen to while I'm editing some videos now. All right.
So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, so guys, so definitely check that out. You know where to find me, Ray, and James, and Sam. Where else in the description down below for all the links. And for our boy Aniki, his links will be in the bottom right there in the front, so you guys will all see that. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe, press the bell notification, and turn on upload the videos. Other than that, guys, see you guys next time.
Peace.